Eiyuden Chronicle Hundred Heroes, one of the most successful Kickstarter campaigns, ranking the third highest Kickstarter game ever, can be announced any day now. The $4.5 million stretch goal of this campaign gives you Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. A short, roughly 12-hour experience if you're completionist, 20 hours. I took 25 hours somehow. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is a prequel to Eiyuden Chronicle Hundred Heroes and is available on all platforms. This journey takes place in the small town of Runebarrows, a town that boasts Runebarrows that are likely stacked with treasure. These rumors spread far and wide, attracting our hero, CJ, a scavenger/treasure hunter on a hunt for a humongous rune lens. However, a rapacious acting mayor is charging an arm and a leg for one. An easier way to obtain an explorer's license is via stamp card. Get a stamp by helping the citizens of Runebarrows. What seems like a weak opening of doing menial side quests, you're actually helping to rebuild the town with small facilities with little supplies and services, doing just enough for Isha, the acting mayor, to allow you to go treasure hunting in the mines. As you slowly unpack the situation of the town, you learn of bandits stealing a precious commodity, runes and rune lenses, and missing townfolk who went on an expedition months past. Coming from the open world of Tears of the Kingdom, I really like the tightness of this game. It takes place in a cozy, growing town, getting to know the citizens as the area around the town slowly opens up like a forest, volcano, and mountains. And getting around is so easy, merely click of buttons. And naturally, with a small game about a small town, means a small but ever so likable cast. CJ has shonen protagonist syndrome, always diving in headfirst and has her eyes on the prize. But the more she helps Runebarrows grow, she realizes perhaps there's something more she treasures than this humongous rune lens. Secondly, my boy Garu, the kangaroo mercenary. He's a no-nonsense lone wolf, well, lone roo, but has a heart of gold. And him paired up with CJ is just hilarious when they clash and argue, but they're there for each other when it counts. CJ is such a headstrong leader, and poor Garu is just getting roped in with her charity work. And lastly, the acting mayor herself, Isha, the daughter of the mayor who mysteriously went missing. She has the unique gift of magic, unlike any in her town. She's clearly an only child, and because she was born different, has trouble relating to the normies, so to speak, even though she acts in their best interest. Together, they are an amazing trio, excellent dialogue, and a relatable blossoming friendship. And the camaraderie doesn't stop there. The NPCs you meet and help throughout Runebarrows are equally lovable. They may be NPCs now, but they certainly give us something else to look forward to in the main game. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is rather simply played. There are your main quests, which if you're trying to bum rush the story, just do that. But if you want the full experience, this game is built on quests. After progressing the story to a point, the bulletin board will fill with quests, mainly fetch quests or kill specific enemy type quest. Admittedly, they're not super interesting, but anything to fill out those stamp cards. If there are side quests worth doing, it's the shop quests. These will improve shops offering more goods and services. But since most side quests will lead you into battle, let's talk about that. Each character is assigned to a different button. First, you have CJ. She attacks quickly, and her special is being able to do a short dash. Garu wields a great sword that swings slow and hard, able to break boulders and return enemy projectiles. His special is guarding. Isha, the magic user, is all about her projectiles, and her specialty is being able to briefly vanish and float. Each character seems very limited at first. Take CJ, only able to dash a few steps forward, often still being in enemy range. Or only being able to attack forward and backward when it feels like you should be able to have an upward and downward attack. It feels stiff. But as you upgrade shops, specifically the armor shop, armors grant new abilities, such as upward and downward attacks. I for one enjoy the feeling of progression. As enemies get tougher, so do you. Switch between the three with a push of a button. If you switch characters with perfect timing, you'll be granted a link attack. At first, your links will be few, but if you opt to pursue filling out your stamp card, then not only will the town's appearance change, but you'll be able to do more links too. And these are crucial for dealing massive damage. But damage maxing doesn't end there. Later, you unlock rune lenses and runes. You'll need a high-level rune lens to equip high-level runes. Each rune is paired with an element: fire, ice, wind, and lightning. Monsters have elemental strengths and weaknesses. Tap into their weaknesses to deal extra damage. Plus, you can equip runes as a defensive stat, so you can defend against any element. This also leads into exploration. You'll be revisiting places a lot, and you'll notice barred paths by elemental pillars or otherwise, and you'll wonder, how do I get there? Elemental pillars are removed by hitting the pillar with that pillar's element. These open up pathways to harder monsters or quest items. I also like that it keeps revisiting these places a little fresh. For a game developed by Natsume, well, a branch of Natsume, now a separate company, Natsume Atari, it was surprisingly thorough in its mechanics, and I had more fun with it than I thought. The presentation of Eiyuden Chronicle Rising was well done. I think the backdrops were beautiful, merging 2D characters into 3D backgrounds, giving a little shine to breakable objects. It was easy to read, very straightforward, with an excellent mapping tool to boot, showing how much of an area you've explored and the paths you yet to take. I think my only gripe visually is with the characters themselves. They really do remind me of a high-quality paper puppet put together with split pins with how they move. It's not bad per se, just not my cup of tea, I suppose. Standing still, they look fine, but just when they're in motion. But I can forgive all that because the art is so good. Done by none other than the original artist of Suikoden and Suikoden 4, Junko Kawano. When you see these full character portraits, they are gorgeous, and the subtle add of the portrait changing based on the character's emotion was a nice touch. Hiroyuki Iwatsuki, known for his work on these titles, worked on Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, and while this is the first time I'm hearing his work, I actually really enjoyed it. From this enchanting title theme that boasts an exciting adventure, to dreadful battle themes. Each area was made more pleasant to explore because of the music. You gotta collect a lot of lumber, and if it wasn't for this relaxing theme of the forest, I think I might have lost my mind. There are no bad songs. Area themes, different boss themes, songs that set the tone as you help build the town theme builds up. I was genuinely vibing with this OST. It may be small, but it's packed with gems. And I think I will have to give it up to The Great Forest. This song made it a treat to return to. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is an excellent appetizer. It whet my palate for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, especially knowing that the main course is going to be even better. I have full faith in the Suikoden team that they are cooking up something incredible, and I am waiting for that release date, baby. But if you don't want to wait for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, be sure to check out my Suikoden videos. Great games if you haven't played them yet, highly recommend, and of course, please support me on Patreon, join the Discord, get early access to vids and postcards. Love ya! Mwah!